he's getting the job done. People are bending the knee left and right, and, you know, he's still destroying people at the same time. And that's what I voted for. Welcome back. Be sure to subscribe. Let's get right to it. First topic. So Joe Biden went on The View, and it didn't go so great. Go ahead, take a look at the highlights.
Mr. President, since you left office, there have been a number of books that have come out, deeply sourced from Democratic sources, that claim in your final year there was a dramatic decline in your cognitive abilities. In the final year of your presidency, what is your response to these allegations, or are these sources wrong?
They are wrong. There's nothing to sustain that. Number one. Number two, you know, think of what we were left with. We were left with a circumstance where we had an insurrection when I started. Not since the Civil War. We had a circumstance where we were in a position that the pandemic, because of the incompetence of the last outfit, end up over 1 million people dying. 1 million people dying. And we're also in a situation where we found ourselves unable to deal with a lot of just basic issues, and which I won't go into in the interest of time. And so we went to work, and we got it done. And you know, one of the things that
Alyssa, you know, one of the things I think is that the people who wrote those books were not in the White House with us. And they didn't see how hard Joe worked every single day. I mean, he'd get up, he'd put in a full day, and then at night I'd be in bed, you know, reading my book, and he was still on the phone reading his briefings, working with staff. I mean, it was nonstop. It's the White House. Being president is not like a job. It's a lifestyle. It's a life that you live. You live it 24 hours a day. That phone can ring at 11 o'clock at night or 2 in the morning. It's constant. You never leave it. And Joe worked really hard. I think he was a great president. And if you look at things today, give me Joe Biden anytime.
But wait, there's more.
But then election night came, and it was like 2016 all over again. Yeah. So why do you think the vice president lost, and were you surprised?
I wasn't surprised, not because I didn't think the vice president was the most qualified person to be president. She is. She's qualified to be president of the United States of America. Right. But I was surprised. I wasn't surprised because they went the route of the sexist route, the whole route. I mean, this is a woman, she's this, she's that. I mean, it really, I've never seen quite as successful and a consistent campaign undercutting the notion that a woman couldn't lead the country, and a woman of mixed race.
Oh yeah, there's more.
The projects, the benefits. How do you lead the world without having the best infrastructure in the world? How do you lead the world without having the best health care in the world? How do you lead the world without having the best education system in the world? How do you lead the world when you don't have that done?
Yeah, so go ahead and let me know if you actually think Joe Biden was the president for his 4-year term. I don't think anybody nowadays thinks that he was the president. It's like Trump said, whoever was in control of the auto pen was basically the president. Frankly, I can't believe they're still peddling the guy out there to do interviews like this or even make appearances. You know, he was at the Pope's funeral. It's just like, listen, it's okay. If Biden never makes another appearance ever again, we get it, right? We get it. People know, okay, he's basically mentally just gone, and who knows if he can even control his bowels at this point, you know? But yeah, it's just sickening seeing the guy getting put out there. Like, the man's a grandfather, folks. He doesn't need to be put out on The View to make a complete ass out of himself, right? But all right, let's get to the next topic. So Trump completely roasted former Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg. Go ahead, take a look at the clip.
And when they took over, Buttigieg, who has no clue, you know, he drives to work on his bicycle with his, in all fairness, with his husband on the back, which is a nice, loving relationship. But he didn't have a clue. This guy didn't have a clue. And he's actually a contender for president. Between him and Crockett, you can have that party.
You know what the funniest thing about that is? It's just, it completely didn't need to be said, yet Trump was like, screw it, I'm just gonna say it anyways, because frankly, I don't give a damn, you know? See, Trump 2.0, his second term here, is basically just a victory tour of destroying everything that the liberals know and love, you know? Like, pretty much it's like, oh, they like this Mayor Pete guy, huh? Why? Oh, so because he's gay and he rides his bicycle to work? Okay, well, he will be destroyed, you know, there will come a time where I get a chance to talk about this Pete guy and he will be destroyed. And that's what I voted for, you know, folks. I voted for a guy who just doesn't give a damn, is willing to destroy whatever the hell he wants, especially whatever the libs hold dear, you know, and make the country great. Because that's exactly what's happening, right? We're getting pretty much some of the greatest theater ever, you know, especially coming out of the Oval Office, for God's sake. It's just incredible theater. It's hilarious theater too. And you know, he's getting the job done. People are bending the knee left and right. And you know, he's still destroying people at the same time. And that's what I voted for. That's what I'm so happy to be seeing. And you know, like, let me know if you just can't wait to see what Trump does next. But all right, let's get to the next topic. So we officially have a new pope, and I guess he's an American. First ever American pope. That's pretty cool. I mean, let me know if you think that's a big deal, the new pope being an American. I guess it's good to have representation as an American. You know, we can lay claim to, you know, the popacy. Is that what they call it these days? The popacy? I don't even know, but hopefully the guy is not too woke. Apparently he has retweeted some anti-Trump stuff. I would like to know if, you know, Trump, putting out that AI image of himself as the next pope had any sort of sway in the choice of this American guy. But you know, the Vatican probably wanted to give Trump a little, a courtesy. Yeah, we're cool with you. We're going to appoint an American. So don't worry. We're not looking for any sort of wars here, you know, or trade wars. You just stay happy over there and leave us alone. I think that could be what's going on with the Vatican and the Pope here, being an American, but hey. Hopefully he's a good guy and nothing too crazy or sickening happens under his watch, right? But all right, let's get to the next topic. So Charles Barkley is a hard no on men participating in women's sports. Go ahead, take a look at the clip.
I'm going to make this very simple for you, Dan. Men should not play sports against women. I'm not going to get into all the bullshit that's going on out here in the world today. If anybody thinks that, I think they're stupid. I'm not, like I say, I support the gay community 100%. I support the transgender community 100%. But I do not, under any circumstances, under zero, think that men should play sports against women. And if anybody have a problem with that, they're going to have to get over it, because I'm not going to change. I just think it's wrong, period. If people disagree with me, I'm good with that. Hey, we disagree. Yeah. I'm not mad at you. I don't hate you. I'm not going to call you names, because that's just silly and stupid. But I'm never going to think it's all right for men to play sports against women. And I don't even think that's controversial. That's the thing that's funny. Like some of this stuff make, like when you see these debates on television, I'm like, yeah, men shouldn't play sports against women. I'm done. I don't want to hear you try to explain it to me. No, I don't want to hear it. I'm not going to argue with you. Men shouldn't play sports against women. I'm done. There's a lot of we can argue over. That ain't one of them.
Yeah, so folks, there you have a Hall of Fame basketball player letting you know how if you think men should be able to play in women's sports, you're basically stupid, right? Now, do you want to side with Charles Barkley, the Hall of Famer, or do you want to side with these people who are just on, city council saying, no, I played sports in high school and it's women's and men's bodies are just completely the same. There's absolutely no data to show that women's and men's bodies are different in sports at all. There's people out there trying to claim that type of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And we have Charles Barkley here being like, listen, if you think this, you're a moron. And he's completely right. And I agree completely, obviously, because it's really the only stance you can take on this subject. The thing is, everybody's like, oh, well, why can't they have their own sports? Or why can't there just be a league that takes everybody, you know, that just allows everybody? Yeah, the thing is, there is a league, and it's called the men's league, right? The whole men's sports is they take all comers. Whoever's the best gets to play, right? So even if a woman is the best baseball player out there, she's going to make the team, right? She's going to be playing alongside Shohei Ohtani because she's so great, you know, that she just rose to the occasion and made the men's team. Nobody wants to see fifth-rate men compete against other fifth-rate men, because that's what the whole trans and sports thing is, right? It's not like if you can't compete at the absolute highest level, like, you know, professional or, you know, the minor leagues, then you basically say, all right, I guess my sports career is over. I'm going to go on Facebook and find some community of people that play, you know, adult baseball or adult sports, and I'm going to go ahead and that's how I'm going to get my sports joy, right? You go on Facebook, you find people who are basically in your same boat who couldn't make it in the pros, and they just want to have some good times playing sports. Nobody's taking away your rights, because there you have your right to play. You can go on Facebook, find your group of people, and you can have fun. And that's what happens to like about 99% of men, right? They have to realize, well, I'm not good enough, but I still like playing sports, so I'm going to go play some adult sports. Okay, that's it. That's it. You don't get to go into women's sports and just claim you're a woman because you want to go win some titles that actually have some sort of prestige for women, right? But all right, that's it for today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and we'll be seeing you.